This is Life's a Pitch TV. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lackens, all about hearing. Forward Floors, Ginger Pickle, Fred Olsen Logistics, The Dove, Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 16, The Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year, Cancer Support Suffolk and the Ipswich Town Community Foundation.
Welcome. Enough. Welcome along. Thank you, Capacity Crowd. Welcome. I'm your host, Mark Murphy. It is Life's a Pitch TV. Let me introduce you to the team, as always. Terry Butcher. Russell Osman. Chambo. On technicals, we've got tonight, it's Richard and Mark. And our floor manager is Sarah Jane. And our Capacity Crowd in Churchman, sponsored by John Keeble Cars. Hello, Capacity Crowd. And in the North Stand, sponsored by Ashford Wright. Good evening. Nice to see you all. We need a special guest, and he's joining us all the way from the Netherlands. It's Martijn Royser.
The ITFC shirt on, but okay.
Well, welcome, Martijn. The crowd are loving having you here. There's a higher than usual female content this week in the crowd. I think that may be something to do with you're a bit of a heartthrob still for many in the crowd. Isn't that right, Victoria? Oh, yes. And others over there as well.
And me.
And Chambo. It's great to have you on. What are you up to these days?
Actually, I'm in between jobs. So I was a manager for 15 years, especially in the youth. Last year I was at Ajax, and I decided to do a little break. So at the moment, not specifically really intense, but enjoying my life.
Well, so you still want to keep in touch with what's going on in the big wide world of football? That's still a big part of you then?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm still a big fan. I'm in the football business already for 33 years. After my football career, at the age of 35, I started to do a managerial thing, a job, and especially with the youth. And I become 50 the other day. So I'm getting old. I'm getting old as well. So, still enjoy life.
Yeah, well, you've got Chambo here, who's not anywhere near 50, but I'm afraid nor are Terry and Russell.
We're well
nor
past
am I,
50.
actually.
Well
nor
past
am I.
50. Martijn, how's the golf then?
I can't hear anything now at the moment.
Oh, can't you? You're lucky man.
Yeah, you're lucky, man.
We'll see if we can't get the sound sorted. Can you hear us, Martijn?
I can't hear you.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll try and get Martijn back in a moment or two and get that sorted out. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, and particularly a nice 4-1 win for Town Chambo at the weekend in the Cup.
Yeah, we all called it, didn't we, last week? Said it'd be a comfortable victory, regardless of Coventry's recent turnaround in form. So, no, delighted for the boys to get a win. Much needed one for lots of the lads' confidence that hadn't played as much and minutes into people's legs. So all the cliches that you hear in a cup game and a squad game. But yeah, you have to win those, and it's brilliant that they've got a fantastic fixture with one of my old clubs now.
Yeah, Forest again.
I've got to agree with Frank Lampard, really, that if you take the goals out of the game, then it was...
Oh, I saw that.
It was pretty
fairly even,
well,
yeah.
I did see that.
it was the worst comment I've ever heard a manager come out
I had to read it 10 times. I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
What a load of crap.
If you take the goals out, it was fairly even.
Yeah. 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1.
We've all been there. We've had managers at this club talking absolute nonsense for quite a while. So
come on, name names.
No. You know they are.
I do.
What did you make of it, Terry?
Well, it was good to see Jack Clarke actually turn up and score. So it was really nice. That was a really pleasant thing. He's got all his goals for Town in the FA Cup, so he obviously fancies himself against Forest. But no, it was nice, and nice for players to get game time. It was just like going back a year to the Championship, when we were in the Championship, when they go away, difficult games on paper away from home, but they make it look so easy. And I think it'd be good for some of the lads may think that they can actually get a starting place. I think one or two might have a bit of a shout, but it was really good to see Town score goals and win matches comfortably. So that sets us up nicely now for what is going to be a really difficult run of games.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment or two. Russ, what did you make of it?
I thought it was very good. I thought we started on the front foot, and we never let Coventry into the game, really. I know they got a goal back, but, you know, we were far the better side, regardless of how many goals and what the goal score line said. Nice to see George Hurst put on a display like he did do. It shows you that there's a little bit of competition for places, even at the end where Mr. Delap is. I still think Roy will start on Saturday, but, you know, I think Mr. Hurst might get a bit more game time now.
Possibly. Who knows?
I wonder if he'll play two.
Did you have a little slip there, Russ?
Yeah, I noticed that. I wasn't going to highlight that, but
yeah. Long throw-ins at the weekend then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But you're a bit sharp there, aren't you?
Well, you know.
It's not like you, but you're a bit sharp there.
Yeah. Well, like me on the pitch, was it? Jesus.
Could be one of those nights, I think, tonight, actually. Jack Clarke's, our second, his first, was a really good goal, wasn't it? Took that so well.
Yeah, but he's a good player and we're a good team. And sometimes you need those fixtures to remind everyone how good we can be. And I've said it before, if the worst comes to the worst, it will certainly be an enjoyable season next year regardless. So just nice to see them playing with a lot more freedom and ruthless inefficiency, I think you'd probably call it. I think Jack Clarke is a good player, one that we've signed for a reason. Someone's phone's going off again. It's disappointing, isn't it? Hey, there's one rule in this studio. Turn your phones off. But yeah, I think it's great. It's great to see that.
It's not mine. I've left it at work.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone, check your phones quickly.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
One job. But no, Jack Clarke, great signing.
But I can't hear.
We can hear you,
coming
Martin.
out the speaker as well. So carry on, Shamo.
No, listen, we signed him for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's one of those games where it gives everyone a reminder of what he can do. So hopefully he can take that form into the fixtures moving forward in Prem. I don't know what Terry thinks, but he's been a little bit disappointing, I think, since we've signed him. But
yeah, he is a very good player. I mean, we have a laugh that he's not quite reproduced, but a lot of players, when they go to new clubs, don't get a lot of game time, so therefore they can't build up that game fitness and that game sharpness. So we know he's got a lot to offer on that left-hand side. It's a sort of problem position for us, but you know,
it's confidence, though, Terry.
It is confidence.
You know, if you've not scored goals, your confidence goes downwards. You know, and he's a player that lives on confidence. You know, to take players on in one-on-one situations, you've got to be very confident in yourself. And if your confidence isn't there because you're not scoring or you've missed a couple of chances, then confidence is going to be low, and you're not going to be playing as well as you can. And
it's one of them that the harder you try, the harder it becomes. And you could probably compare him to maybe a Murray Hutchinson situation in a minute, a little dip in form, but the manager continues to persist with him, persist. Whereas Jack Clarke has been in, been out, dropped in, dropped out. So it's one of those things, if you can try and play yourself back into some sort of form, that's ideal. But obviously it's every fixture at the minute. We need results, so the manager's go in a certain way, and that's not with him at the moment. But that will give him no end of confidence, which in turn will help the team's fortunes.
Do you think it reiterates the gulf between Championship teams and Premier League teams?
Oh, without a doubt, that's the worst side that we've played this season, apart from Wimbledon and the Bristol Rovers in the previous rounds. But for a club that was 4 matches unbeaten, and with a ex-international player now becoming a manager, you sort of think, well, I thought they'd be much better than that, but you're only as good as you're allowed to play, and I think we stopped them from playing and got playing ourselves. So the system was obviously the same system, but it flowed. It was really fluid in what they did and how they moved, and they looked confident. The more the game went on, the more they were like, well, you know, we've done the job, done a professional job, which we had to do, and now we can look forward because, you know, the team and the run that we've got and the rest of the games, we'll want everybody. We want everybody back on form.
Yeah, I don't know where it gets us though with selection for the next game though, because that was 11 changes for that game. So how many changes do we make?
Yeah, it's true.
Come Saturday.
But also, on the flip side, an early goal settles any side. And if you have been having a tough time, if you can get an early goal in any fixture, especially in one where there is quite a little bit of pressure on you because you're expected to beat a championship side, and them fixtures are never easy.
No.
But the fact that we got an early goal settled it down.
But did we not? We started off really bright and fresh and aggressive, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was the key thing.
And I think you can do that when you're playing against those teams from the championship now, because you know they're not going to expose you and they're not going to be as clinical as the teams in the Premier League. So you're almost starting on the front foot because you know, if we make any mistakes or little slips, we might get one or two chances where we get away with it. Whereas in the Premier League, I think we're now in the mindset of, God, if we actually go after this game, they can just score straight away. So it's the mental thing, I think, for the players at the moment. I think they've been so used to winning and winning and winning that it's now become a little bit of an issue that we can't win. And it's like, where do we go to next?
But even if, sorry, Mark, even if we do go down, and I'm still confident that we won't, the confidence that they've got now, at playing a different way sometimes, you know, against the really top class opposition, you've got to sit back a little bit more. So they're learning different things,
absolutely,
tactically, as well as, you know, togetherness. So, you know, this team, the team that played against Coventry hadn't ever played before, but I thought it gelled really, really well, and with a new goalkeeper in as well. And that's never easy when you're playing in a competitive match to get that confidence with that back four. So everything that ticked every box, as they say. So, you know, I'm very, very pleased with that. And now we can look forward. It is a difficult group of matches coming up.
Okay, just play fantasy manager for the moment. Then, who would you put in goal on Saturday?
Yeah, Palmer.
Yep.
It's not even a question, is it, really?
Okay, fair enough. Just checking.
It is a question, but I think it's not a very good easy answer.
Definitely.
It's not a very good question, but there we are.
That's okay.
Right, next one.
That's all right. I've got feelings, you know. Good to see Jaden Philogene scoring. Another
Excellent.
good question.
What do you think, Ads?
That's a better one.
Okay. Good for him to get on the score sheet.
Yep.
Yep. Fine. Move on.
Always
Goals.
good, isn't it? It's always good. You need your attacking players scoring goals.
Needs
you need
confidence.
it. You
Yeah,
need the confidence.
you
You,
get
need to
that
be
from
trusted in that position. You need to be able to put the ball in the net, and he needs games and minutes again to get himself up to the level of confidence and fitness, and it's only going to benefit the side.
If you'd have said that those players in the team he selected, they're the ones that you really would like them to get a goal today, just to improve their confidence, it was just about everyone.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah,
all of them.
That would have been a better question, wouldn't it?
Well, it wasn't really a question, but I mean,
Smodic's injured again. That's disappointing, isn't it? Same kind of injury, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll ask him later on.
Okay. Can't you just drop him a text now, see how he's doing?
Well, there's no phones. We did just say that.
Oh, we had to switch phones off, didn't we?
If
Sorry
you give me
about that.
permission, I can. We'll see if he comes back to me. Exclusive.
But yeah, that's going to happen, isn't it? It's just unfortunate.
It is, and I said, I think last week or the week before, that the club's been so fortunate not to have hard. Is that what I sound like?
Do you want to say that again?
yeah.
Oh. That was Dutch, wasn't it?
Don't know what's going on.
I thought he's artificial intelligence here. I don't know.
It's not really here tonight. It's just an AI
Oh, that's
picture.
right.
Yeah.
Hologram.
So Forest, then, your old team, next round. Will you be up there covering that, do you think?
My hat will be in the ring, as always, I'm sure. It'd be nice to cover that game, yeah. I think I might go anyway and watch it. That'll be a
Half
great
and
little
half
fixture.
scarf?
Absolutely not, no.
How close is it to the league fixture?
I'm not sure. Good question. That's a good question.
A couple of weeks.
Thank you. Good question.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's not far away, is it?
When you go back to Forest, do you get a good welcome there? Do you get a good reception from the fans?
I did, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, better than the one I got here. 'Cause I've not been back yet. Might get invited back once. No, it's always good. I went a couple of weeks ago actually for the Southampton game alongside David Prutton, and we went on the pitch and did an interview at half time. And yeah, really nice, really nice.
Did you wear the white trainers again, or
the white pumps? Yeah, not these ones, but you know the pundit pumps they call them.
Pundit pumps? Yeah.
Pundit pumps.
They're about got big. It's a platform as well, aren't they? Make it a bit taller.
I don't know. No, not my one. I don't need that. That's for like schmodics and all them little guys.
So do you have a sort of dress code then when you're doing your punditry for television?
Just don't dress like Terry and you'll be all right, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't believe he said that.
I'm joking, mate.
He's got targets on us, Russell. Don't you touch me again, I'll tell you that.
Let's get one in early. No, there's not. There is a little bit of a dress code, but
30 look.
I try and push it as much as I can, I suppose.
There was a lovely interview I saw of you, Butch, once when you were being interviewed, I think, at home. You got a lovely Pringle golf sweater on, which was very brown at the time, I think, very sort of late 70s.
Exactly, yeah.
Very smart.
Still got it.
And
Still got it.
Yeah. What's your point?
No, it's just trying to find a good question amongst all the ones I've got down here, but struggling clearly.
Well, try another one if I was you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to do your fact file now then?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Let's go for this.
Yeah, it's just all gone out the window, so yeah, may as well just do anything.
Yeah, we should. The 1984 official yearbook. Okay, we did you last week, Russell, didn't we?
Yeah, well and truly.
And we're going to do Terry like a kipper today. Right. What was your wife's name in 1984?
My first wife. Well, carry on.
Rita.
Rita, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I know
First
that.
and only. Yeah, well, I do, I was filling in the gaps. Favourite daily newspaper in 1984?
Could you read back then? Yeah.
No. Telegraph.
None at all.
Oh, none at all.
You'd obviously had a bad write-up when this was printed.
Well, that was all the time anyway, so.
Pre-match meal in 1984.
Pre-match meal. Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs and beans.
Ah.
Favourite meal?
Anything cooked by Rita.
Correct. Well done, Terry. That's the one to get right. That's the one.
That's the one. You can ask me anything you want to.
Favourite other sports person apart from Luke Chambers?
Well, I wasn't born then, but anyway.
Favourite sports person?
Yeah. I mean, he was probably a lot of people's favourite sports person.
Me and both of them.
Daley Thompson.
Daley Thompson.
Daley Thompson. Favourite record or piece of music in 1984?
Something loud.
Favourite piece of music in 1984? I have no idea. Albatross.
Sebastian by Steve Harley.
All right.
Yeah. What else? Favourite recording artists? AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Saxon, and Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Okay. Favourite TV show in 1984?
Is it still black and white then?
No, not quite, no.
Favourite TV show?
Yeah. If I went ding, ding, ding.
Is that? I think that's Watch with Mother, isn't it?
Hello, campers.
Oh, Heidi Hi.
Heidi Hi was your favourite TV show in 1984.
Oh,
Get
Do you
out.
remember it?
What a numpty I was.
Who filled it? Who filled this in?
Well,
Did you
I-
get Rita to fill this in?
Yeah, but you just write any old crap, don't you? So
Okay.
It's one of those jobs they chuck in front of you, isn't it? And you just write anything.
Miscellaneous dislikes.
Cheats.
Rude and arrogant people.
All right.
Okay, a couple more. Favourite ex-player.
Beatty.
Correct. Biggest career disappointment.
Coming on this show. What was the question again?
Biggest career disappointment.
Biggest career disappointment.
Not winning something, you said in here.
not-
What was it? Not winning.
Not winning the title.
Correct. Absolutely well done. And ambition after playing football. Clearly not to be here.
Yeah, that was one of them. Yeah.
You didn't have an idea in 1984?
No, I had no idea. Well, I've still got no idea now. Yeah.
No. And your favourite ever football TV commentator?
John Motson.
Correct. Well done. Well done. There we are. Very good.
You see, Mark, just get that book and just burn it, okay? I don't want to ever want to read it again.
Well, there's plenty of other players from '84 that we might get on the show that might come in handy again for you. Never know.
Okay.
So, did you have to do this kind of thing, Chamber, or not?
No.
No. Didn't kind of not shoot. Is Shoot magazine still going?
I don't know, is it? Why do you ask me?
Well, I'd just argue.
I don't
It's
buy
another
magazines.
question I've obviously
No,
got
we
wrong
didn't do a
tonight.
yearbook. That was not something we ever did.
Okay. I'll do some research, see what I can
There
find
we-
out.
A lot of cost cutting back then, wasn't there?
There
when
was.
I played?
Yes.
We don't need that expense.
No annuals in your day, then.
So what year were you born?
85.
Oh my God.
Moving on. Time for this week's Life's Pitch TV Player of the Week, sponsored by the Dove in Ipswich. So, who have we got to choose from the game last week against Coventry, do we think?
Who do we think? Are you asking?
I'm asking.
Right. George Hurst.
George Hurst.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the first minute onwards, basically, he was laughing at their defenders all the way through the game.
Yeah, he
You know,
was.
I thought he was really enjoying himself. Really up for it.
So we have got two good old-fashioned centre forwards.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Terry?
Baggy shorts, man. Jack Clark.
Jack Clark.
Baggy shorts.
Okay. Chambo.
George Hurst.
Okay.
There you go. 2-1.
I would have said Jack Clark, which made it 2-2.
Oh, should we send it to the audience then?
Yes, Clark or Hurst. Hands up for Clark. Which
Yeah.
works well on radio and podcast, but hands up for Hurst. Split.
Ask Ed.
Ask Ed Sheeran.
Ask Martin. He's back.
Oh, let's ask Martin. Hello, Martin's back. Hey!
Sometimes I make a better entrance, but sorry for dropping out.
No, that's good. You're well and truly back with us now. So, who would you watched the game on Saturday? Who would you give man of the match to?
I watched it. No, I didn't see.
Oh, did you not see Coventry? Oh,
Yeah. Listen,
all right. You've got a choice. You've got George Hurst or Jack Clark. Who would just pick one?
I heard Terry said Hurst, so I take Hurst.
Okay. George Hurst is our player of the week. Oh dear. Martin, welcome back to the show. Good to have you along.
Oh, guys, I'm out again.
Oh, we can hear you.
It's terrible.
Oh no, we lost
Okay,
the
guys.
connection again.
I have to,
Oh, there he
I
is.
can't
you hear us?
you again, so I have to leave you.
Oh
Sorry.
no. Okay, well we'll cut the link for now and try and get him back at some other point. What a shame. Give him a round of applause anyway, everybody.
That's a shame. Good
Technology
golfer.
beating us.
Good golfer, Martin. I was going to enjoy having a little chat with him about the last time we played golf together, but obviously that's out the window now.
Yeah.
Chambo, how's your golf?
It's non-existent at the moment, mate. Yeah, can't fit a round in. Too busy being a busy fool.
Busy being busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's too cold for golf. You mad?
It is a bit cold.
Sorry, guys. I just did
Moving on.
receive a little gift today, though. I don't know where it's gone.
Jack, sorry, not Jack, Martin, he had a very good youth system. Like, we obviously went through Ajax, the great Ajax, so that sort of set him up really well in terms of technique and everything else and understanding of the game. So it's no wonder why he's had a long career as a coach. But I did some preparation to speak to Martin, but it was a complete waste of time. But he actually,
It's not Terry. It's going to feel a nice 5 minutes for us.
all right, when he scored a goal, I never saw him play, but when he scored a goal, in all the games I've seen and all the goals he scored, he smashed them in. He didn't just tap them in or pass them to the net. He nearly broke the back of the net. It was unbelievable with some of his shots, and he shot from anywhere and everywhere. And obviously with coming on and scoring in the I think in the semi-final and the final in 2000. So, he's a big contribution to town's history.
Well, it's the iconic commentary from Terry Baxter on Radio Suffolk, wasn't it? Rooser scores the goal that takes us to the Premier League. I won't do it because my voice is not strong tonight, but shouting that out, isn't it, everybody? If you heard that, that was just kind of iconic. Bit of radio commentary for that particular match.
We must have clipped it for the show, surely.
What, today?
Yeah. For the next one. Just get it for the next one.
BBC content, we can't just nick their stuff.
Yeah, come on.
Can't just nick their stuff.
I'll send them an email.
Okay, let them know. But yeah, fantastic, and what a great player. And as I mentioned earlier on, a real fan's favourite, which is something very, very special. And
he got one cap against Ghana when I think he was at Vitesse, or wherever. But he was, he was a midfield. He was quite a stocky, chunky midfield player, but he was, come up at the right place at the right time. But he could finish. Really good.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So it would be nice to get his thoughts on, the situation that Town are facing themselves in now. Because the first year we went up, big time, finished 5th, European football. Second season, kind of really struggled. And we've got the possibility of, I think it was Kyle over there who said earlier on, I'll ask you guys this. What do we want now? Do you want to go on and win the FA Cup or stay in the Premier League?
Win the FA Cup.
No, stay in the league.
Yeah, I'd stay in the league.
You're not sure though, Russell, are you?
No, but I think for long term, I think we need to stay in the league if we can. FA Cup glory is like absolutely magnificent, but I think leave that for next year. If we've got the chance to stay in the Premier League this year, we've got to commit everything to that.
I think it's romantic, and I think it's great having won the cup in '78. Everybody knows what it was like. Those that were born, obviously, but it's all about the money. It's all about the money and the rebuilding and strengthening the squad, like the Bournemouths and like the Brentfords and Brightons and all these teams. Just being a regular in the Premier League. That's the be all and end all. I mean, the cup's a secondary for me, but I still think that a lot of the managers now in the Premier League just abuse it by putting in the subs, and the fans go along and expect them to win and want them to win, but then when they lose and it's a shock, doesn't look good on the club. So but it's all about money.
Chambo.
I was just thinking if we won the FA Cup, then got relegated, we'd get promoted. So we'd have both anyway, a year later. And we'd have a lot of fun next year, winning the Championship.
I mean, we have got the possibility of going quite a way. I mean, obviously Forest are, on fire this season. Depends how seriously they take it in the next round.
I think
seriously we would take it.
Yeah, I think they'll be taking it very seriously. They've been a very good side all season, so it's going to be a very tough game. I don't think we performed particularly well when Ipswich went and played up there. I don't think that was one of our best performances of the season by any stretch, so we'll have to improve if we're going to beat Forest in the FA Cup.
Do you remember Forest in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup in '81?
Yeah,
we went up there and played, and it was an eventful game, wasn't it? Because we went 2-0 up, and then they went 3-2 up, and then we got a fluky equaliser, and then brought them back here and won. But it was an incredible game. Do you remember it?
I do remember, yeah. Yeah, not as clearly as you, but yeah, that's a bit of dodgy refereeing going on in one of the Forest games.
Clive Thomas. As soon as we knew Clive Thomas was the referee, we thought, oh no, here we go. They're going to get penalties, and they got a penalty as well for the third goal.
He did stuff in the game, and you thought, this man is an absolute twat, complete and utter.
Yeah.
Imbecile.
Yeah, you couldn't call him a twat, but if you said to him, I can't call you that name, but I can think that you are that name. So he said, would you book me? And he said, and he would say no, and then you'd say to him, well, I think you're a twat. So he shouldn't book you, but he would give you a red card or something like that. But he liked making those decisions, and he liked to be controversial. But it was for us to get a draw there and then bring them back, and then Arnold Muren right foot volley after a few early minutes, and then we held on to the 1-0 and got through. But when you sit there and you've got through a quarter final into a semi final, it's the most weird feeling because you haven't achieved anything yet, but you feel, you're there in the last 4. It's just an incredible feeling then.
We had some great games against Forest. Great games. I've got one that sticks in my mind because I've got a couple of pictures from it. Walking off the pitch, having a laugh with Larry Lloyd. Great centre half, great fellow Larry. And just behind us was Trevor Francis, looking as miserable as sin. So I know we won. I'm laughing. He looks as miserable as anything, and I think Walker's behind him in the picture and stuff like that. And Trevor's a nice lad. Difficult to play against. You couldn't kick him because he was quick and he'd jump up in the air and see you coming. God rest his soul. But Larry Lloyd was great fun. I enjoyed him. And Kenny Burns.
Yeah. I remember it was a kick-off there. 3 o'clock kick-off. I'm on the left. We win the toss. I'm on the left wing to knock it back, to knock it long. And so it goes back, I think, to Russell. Russell launches it long, right in the right spot, and I get up on the wing, right in their half, and I just go to head the ball, and Kenny Burns comes across.
Yeah.
Kenny Burns heads the ball, and I head his head and knock him out. It was brilliant, but I'm thinking, I've got to be on the lookout for 89 minutes now for Kenny Burns, because I'm sure he's going to get me back. God, that was one of my best headers of my career.
Because he could play up front, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Started playing up front at Birmingham City, then Cloughie bought him. And I think Cloughie loved him, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. They loved the two of them with Larry as well. They loved the two of them.
But apparently, Cloughie went like that to Kenny Burns one day. And that was like, Kenny, you're doing brilliant, And Larry Lloyd said, I played for Cloughie for 5-6 years or something. Never really gave me a compliment on how I played at any time. He said, and one day, Kenny Burns has been so late going into a tackle with the centre forward, he nearly got sent off and everything. And all I can see is Cloughie in the touchline going, Burnsy. Unbelievable. Mad. Good old Cloughie.
You touched on Clive Thomas there. Feel free to boo everybody at that point. But do you? Because we look now and see what referees we're going to get. Do you as players look and see who the referee's going to be? Do you think, oh God, we've got history with him? Or
I probably should have, because that was my feeling most of the time when I'd walk into the referee's room before a fixture to do the team sheets and stuff. I'd be like, oh no, not this guy.
Can spoil your day, can't it?
And it was most weeks. I'm not going to lie, especially later on in my career. I'd seen all the guys now that are in the Premier League coming through League 2, League 1, League Championship, etc. from when I started, and now I see them refereeing in the Premier League, and it's like how far they've come and what they were like when they were refereeing games I was involved in. But there are some really difficult, to put it lightly, people that and don't really know how to handle just human beings.
I found it strange we didn't have VAR last week for the cup games.
Yeah.
So that caused a few problems.
yeah,
Well, it did, yeah. Man United.
People
was an
forgetting
example.
to make a decision.
Yeah. But then I think it's changed the way they officiate the game. Like linesmen now, they're letting things that are blatantly offside go for another 20 seconds when it's putting players in danger.
But they have to do that, you see, that's the problem.
I know. So now they
problem.
can't actually make a decision straight away when it is an offside. And like Man United, prime example, 3 or 4 yards offside, Harry Maguire scores a goal which puts them through to the next round. And it's just do your job.
Everybody's looking at everybody else who's going to make the decision. Yeah. You say, well, if it's offside, stick your flag up.
Yeah, Did you two look out for referees?
Fashioned.
Did you two look out for referees and think, oh, not that person?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, if we got, obviously, that Welsh idiot, we got him, and Hackett as well. Keith Hackett.
Oh, he was poor.
When we saw it was him, we were like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
But you can't say anything. You daren't say anything. Like, I've even tried like looking away from the referee. Say you're the referee, I'm looking away from the referee and calling him every name under the sun. But they're not stupid, so they just come over with a yellow card. And I was booked, and I thought, I won't try that one again.
But the more you have them, even if you are on your best behaviour, they're just going to do something against you because of how many times they've reffed your games, and they'll remember something that happened in 6 years ago, and it's like, yeah, And we all have these referees that we hate, as do fans, and they're like, oh, here we go. And it is something you do look at and think, why us today? And then they give decisions that you just can't even fathom.
Would you have liked to play in days of VAR, if VAR was around when you played? You think that would have made a difference to you?
Not really, but I just think it takes a lot of the joy out of the game, especially when you score a goal. And even when goals going against you, it's like 4 or 5 minutes before you know what's actually happened. You can't really celebrate. So I'm not sure. I do think they always say that they balance out at the end of the season, and it's human error.
What about, let's actually ask the crowd, who here is for VAR?
Silence.
Well, if anybody would have stuck the hand up and said I'm for VAR, I would have said, there's the door, you better get out quick. Get out quick, yeah.
But you see, referees in our day were a lot better because they had eyes in the back of the head, I'm sure. Because I remember clipping somebody one day and the referee's looking down the pitch down that way, watching what's happening, and I've clipped somebody behind him and he's turned around and booked me. I said, what you booked me for? He said, well, you just whacked so-and-so. I said, yeah, but you're watching the ball down there. How do you work that one out? He said, well, he squealed. I said, but he might have squealed for somebody else, What are you booking me for? And that was it, I mean, he was right, but, but
I do think
didn't see me.
The big things like off-the-ball incidents and stuff like that, you need to have there's cameras everywhere every game now, 4 or 5 cameras every game. So there's stuff like that you should have punishments retrospectively, but that's an easy thing to police.
Steinrod got sent off after 5 minutes.
Yeah, you guys would have been absolutely finished, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But there's no
Christmas.
I mean, there's not any real tackles or any incidents off the ball incidents and all that thing now, because they know, the players know, then they're watched. So. And that it's not that game now. No. Whereas in our day, even in your day, it was dog eat dog. It was pretty good.
Well, I did a game at the weekend, and it was West Brom v Sheffield Wednesday, and there was a late equaliser, 93rd minute from Sheffield Wednesday. Then West Brom won it in the 96th, and then obviously carnage ensues after the whistle. The captain then gives one in the face to one of the Sheffield Wed players, and then the ref sees it. Or one of his linesmen sees it, he sends him off, and then you see Kyle Bartley going over to the ref like, oh, I just pushed him, and then we get another clip of the incident, and we're like, what are you doing? Like, you can't get away with those things now. So, even if someone does have a rush of blood like that, you get found out. So they're the easiest things to police. It just seems like we're complicating, the powers that be that don't really seem to agree with any normal football person.
But you also see some of the players, making a real meal of something, and there's no contact, and they're rolling around as if they've been shot, and all the cameras are replaying it, and they must realise how stupid they look.
But that's cheating, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is easy to clamp out, but no one's prepared to do that. They're prepared to change things that aren't really broken, but not fix the things that are broken. In my opinion, they're doing the wrong thing. They're focusing on the wrong incidences in games.
I think we could learn a little bit from rugby and give the referees a little bit more respect.
We could learn a lot.
And put the game back into the hands of the referee, but give him the authority to speak to players the way that the rugby referees speak to players. And you don't speak to the referee at all in rugby. You stand there, you say, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. Please, can I stay on the pitch and carry on playing? Yes, son. So long as you're going to do what you're supposed to be doing.
But there's respect from the rugby players.
It is just respect.
Immense respect. Whereas
it is a completely different game, isn't it? And in terms of even the supporters, football is tribalism at the end of the day. People follow their team, and through rose-tinted spectacles we'll see something that is completely removed from what actually happened.
Yeah.
But the only way to police that is mic up the referees and link that sound, so anything that is said, well, you immediately can't get away from what's been said. Say if you abuse a referee or disagree, I'd have been absolutely knackered if I'd have had it then. But I'm saying if you want to change the actual...
Yeah, but you swear when you want, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
surely there's a song there, isn't there, everybody? Come on.
Yeah, but the players in football players, they'll you can see them, you can read their lips very, very clearly, and they're swearing at the referee, and the referee doesn't take any action.
But if
and rugby, he'd be off.
Exactly. So that is literally, you can stop it overnight.
Yeah.
And you introduce it at the start of the season. If people do that sort of thing, you remove them from the pitch.
It'll be painful for a little bit.
And it'll be like there'll be 6 players on the pitch. Yeah. But if that's how you want to stamp it out and introduce that, that's what has to happen.
Legally, you can't have 6 players on the pitch.
You know what I mean, Terry? I was just joking. Literally.
I just thought I'd pick you up. That's all.
Thanks.
No, but the referees have to be braver. They have to be much braver, but they're not braver. That's the thing. And you can stamp it out at the start of the season if the referees and the referees union or wherever they are get together and say, this is what we're going to do, because it will make the game faster, prettier, and it will be much more polite, but it's played in that right way. And the referees won't be hassled and harassed and all these things as well, because you have to do that. I think that if our sport is to continue well, you've got to do that.
But that's the thing, back to rugby, you hear everything that they're discussing in the booth, and that should be broadcast for the stadium. And like it or not, that's the rules. They know the rules inside and out. If that's what they've seen and 4 or 5 of them have agreed on something, you move on. If they're microphoned up and the players surround the referee and are saying, you can just send them off, and because there's no comeback, because it's all been captured and everyone's seen what's happened. And that's the only way for it to move forward.
And it would stamp out some of the problems we see in junior football, young
society,
football. Society,
just a bit.
Yeah. We got very deep tonight, but it's very good. Thank you. Very good. Let's bring it back on course. It's time for Ask the Legends, sponsored by Seckford Golf Club. Now, I'm not sure I've got the scores right. Last time I checked, it was Terry 9.5, Russell 15.5. Does that sound about right, everybody?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Tony's here from Seckford this week with the question. Evening, Tony.
Good evening. Tonight's question, I've been trawling a bit back when you two boys were playing. The question was going to be, who is Ipswich's top ever penalty taker? And you both will instantly answer that, won't you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Is this the question?
No, this was going to be the question.
Yeah.
But you will both know the answer, I think.
Write it down.
Even you, Terry.
Little warm up.
Just shout it out. But you all agree.
No, I would have said
Walker, yeah.
Yeah,
Well done.
So the question is...
Why did you say that then?
So the question is, who is second in the list?
Ooh. So ITFC's John Walker is our all-time leading penalty taker.
And just to make it 29 times was Walkie. The second, 9.
That doesn't really help, to be honest.
That's why it's hard.
Can we give him an era clue, or...?
Terry's era, really.
Yeah.
Whose era?
Terry's. And a little before. I don't know, were you there first or second?
No, I think Russell was first. So when you were both, you would have both
I
been
think you
around,
probably
so
both
more
played
you,
with
Russell.
him.
Yeah.
You might have done.
So there's some scratching of heads and some discussions amongst the capacity crowd. I can see as to see if they think they know who it possibly could be.
I wouldn't have got it.
Okay.
Would you, Mark?
No.
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 But we do know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Have you got an answer, Russell?
Yeah.
Okay. What time's the last bus, everybody? Go on, Terry.
That is a good question, though, Terry.
Yeah. Go on, Terry. We want to get you into double figures this week. We want to get you into double figures. Can you help him at all, Chamber, or not, on this one?
He wasn't born.
You weren't born, no. No.
As usual, I haven't got a clue.
But have you got a
Have you
name?
put a name down?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Terry?
Well, I will go first.
Yes.
Mariner.
Paul Mariner. Okay. And Russell, you've gone for?
Ace. Colin Viljohn.
Correct.
It is Colin Viljohn. It's another point to Russell Osman.
Where do you get these from?
I believe that's 16.5, 9.5. With only a few more weeks of the season to go, Terry, so, you know.
Yeah, thank God. I honestly can't wait till the end, I must admit.
That's my favourite bit. Right, so we haven't got Martin Reusser. We haven't got a studio guest. But what we do have is our table football challenge, and it is sponsored by Fred Olsen Logistics, as always. So, boys, you want to come and take your positions, and we're looking for volunteers from our capacity crowd. Who wants to have a go at our table football challenge? They're all shrinking back. Bring it on. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, we've got one volunteer. We need one more volunteer. One more.
Come on.
Go on, Victoria. Come along with Dad. Yeah, there we go. So, just before we start, it's 60 seconds to see how many goals you can score against our England internationals. But, Chambo, one of our crowd has been going back looking at our very first episode and has lots of questions about looking back at that episode when you scored 5.
Yep.
We didn't bring VAR in at the beginning of the season, but if we had, we think the first 2 goals were probably before I even blew the whistle. And then,
What?
and I think, well, we're going to let it stand, but yeah.
Right, thanks for bringing that up.
No, it's okay.
Let's go.
Right then, here we go. Where's my whistle?
I still think I'll be top.
You
wouldn't
can spin. Go on, spin. Ready? 60 seconds. And we're off. Oh, it's 1-0 to Terry and Russell already. This could be a big score. Still 1-0. Oh, 2-0. Oh, dear. Got 3-0. Oh, my goodness. Oh, they're swapping over from defence to attack. And go on. Yes. Oh, what's that? 4-0. 4-0. Still 20 seconds to go. 4-0. Good save. Good save. Russell doing it all up as a striker. Terry kicking out from the back. 4-0 still. Go on, let's get a goal. Let's get a consolation goal. Play it out from the back. Big hit. Big hit. Go on. Oh dear. Oh no, it's the taking part that counts. It's the taking part that counts. Fantastic. I think these have been practicing since that first game, don't you?
Yeah, they're still wounded.
Every week.
Yeah.
They got absolutely
They're
battered.
Still wounded and battered. by
Did you
that
really
first
have
one.
to blow that whistle quite so loud that time?
Does it bring back horrible memories? Does it?
God.
It's the sound of doom, isn't it?
Yeah. Penalty,
dear.
Chambers.
Again.
So you were summoned by the referee's whistle a few times, were you, in your career?
Yeah, we didn't get on the best, me and officials, to be honest. No.
You know when they sort of blow the whistle and they want to speak to you and they say come here, and he's like come and say they're 15 yards away, 20
Yeah, I'm
yards
like,
away.
no, you come here.
I never
You
went
want to
there.
speak to me?
Yeah, I never moved.
I've got a job to do here.
If anything, I'd meet them halfway, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
go
yeah.
all the way. You're just like,
Literally mind games, mate. Probably didn't do us any favours, but...
And then the referee was always quite a small chap, and I was like looking down on top of him like that. Yeah, I tried to intimidate him as well, but there we go. Yeah.
Oh dear. Right. It's time for, what are we doing now? Oh yes, On This Day in History, sponsored by Fred Olsen Logistics. Russell.
Yes, Mark. On this day, we're going to go back to the 12th of February 1923. Doug Rees, who owns the dubious honour of scoring 7 own goals, the most ever by a town player. He was born in Neath. Rees made 386 starts before retiring, and he actually scored only 1 goal in the 386 games. Just missed out on the Wales 1958 World Cup squad. This is Dan Botton's little notes that he keeps sending through for me. Also, born on Tuesday, February the 13th, 1924, which is tomorrow, Tommy Parker, Tommy Parker made 475 Ipswich appearances as a wing half, inside forward, and was born in Hartlepool. Tommy Parker, an English schoolboy rugby international. Oh, we have something in common. And keen fisherman. Don't have that in common. He scored 95 goals and was Alf Ramsey's first captain of Portman Road. Parker stayed with the club in various capacities for 20 years after he hung up his boots. And after retiring, he continued to act as a fundraiser for the club through the Development Foundation. Tommy was inducted into the Town Hall of Fame in 2010 alongside Mr. Butcher. And 6th in the overall list for Ipswich appearances. Luke Chambers is 9th at the moment. Did you know that? Good. Parker was first spotted and signed as a guest player from the Royal Navy when he was based on HMS Ganges in Shotley. Remember pre-season down there at Shotley?
Yeah.
God, that was hard work,
Nightmare.
that was. Yeah, and that was it. Tommy Parker. Nothing else happened on Saturday the 12th of February, really, apart from Marcus Stewart, who scored on his home debut against his previous owners, Huddersfield Town, who was seen off 2-1. The Blues moved to 3rd in Division 1 after that result.
Talking of Marcus Stewart, I see you've got a badge on your shirt tonight.
I have.
Would you like to tell us?
That is the Derby Rimmer badge, and at the end of February we will be doing a little walk, won't we? He has the...
It's not February, is it?
No, March.
Oh, thank God for that, yeah. Well,
23rd of March. What they're doing, they're setting out on the 21st, on the Friday, 21st of March, from Wembley Stadium, and they are going to be walking all the way, or his team are, all the way to Portman Road. And we will be joining the walk on the Sunday morning. And we're going to meet him at Braintree.
yeah, I think that's going to happen, yeah.
Braintree first thing on Sunday morning and walk the rest of the day with them. And I think Matty Holland's doing the whole lot. He's doing the shebang, the whole big boys one, you know. But because we're in our 60s now, you know, we're going to take it a lot easier and just do
we get a Zimmer? Do we get a Zimmer at all, or
yes, well, if somebody
wheelchair?
can sponsor one, maybe.
Wheelchair, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
You can have some Sanatogen, can't you, before you set off? Who's old enough to remember Sanatogen? Yes.
Sanatogen. Yeah.
Nice tonic for you boys.
Anything will do.
Yeah. So that should be a great day for
Yeah, you're going to have some pit
Steve
stops
Darby.
along the way, are we? At little
Well,
hostelries or?
That's why we're going down
Yeah.
from Braintree. Yeah, we hopefully will be, because you've got to rehydrate, haven't you? And you've got to make sure you've got fluids
Yeah.
inside you. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a few little drinks along the way, and
Energy.
of course, the Coffee Boys will be there as well.
Combat the Coffee will be there.
Coffee.
Yeah.
How far
supporting the
will
trip.
you be walking on that day?
I think
Do you
it
know?
is about 50 mile,
In the day? In
40,
one day?
50 mile, yeah.
To Ipswich?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think there's 10, 11 stops, and I think each stop's sort of 3.5 mile, 4 mile. And that's how
There'll be a lot of
sort
stops.
grade it over.
Make sure,
a lot of stops. So.
make sure you got some candles with you, Russell. 'Cause, yeah. could be late on. Get there.
I'll have the old headlight on there.
Be the last ones. We'll actually lock the gates at Portman Road when we get
But
there.
I think the arrival at Portman Road coincides with the ladies'
Ladies go.
fixture, doesn't it? The Ipswich Town ladies team, women's team, ladies team.
We'll just about make the final whistle or something. We'll
Just hope
yeah.
it goes to extra time.
Yeah, we don't tell them to hold the game up until we get there, will
No.
you?
Have you got a rough idea how long that's going to take you?
I think they're starting at 8 o'clock in the morning from Braintree, or we're seeing them at 8 o'clock, Braintree in the morning, and I think we're due at Portman Road around about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So it's a good old slap.
Wow.
Some pace you're going to have to
Skiing,
do, I
aren't you?
think.
I'm unfortunately not there now. I will be in France. Sorry.
And I'm carrying
thinking
his
of you.
bags.
Yeah.
No, but I know lots of fans are doing it, which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic cause.
Yeah, there's a lot of people doing it, a lot of people supporting us, which is great. I think there's still time for people to register their interest and register to walk.
Yeah, I think
and
it's
you can walk
pretty soon that you have to get your registration in.
16th,
so, yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So as long as you registered before the end of the day on Sunday, and you can walk 2 mile, 1 mile, 20 mile, all the whole lot. So, you know, please feel free to go online to, if I can remember it, www.redwoodevents.co.uk, and it's all on there, and it should be a great day.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. It really is. You mentioned Ipswich Town women a second or two ago. They're actually playing tonight, so wish them luck. Some of our crowd members are down there tonight watching them play.
Lovely.
At home, so wish them luck tonight. Home to Billericay. Time for the Man v Fat results. A very wet night at Goals Ipswich on Friday evening, but it didn't dampen the spirit of the Man v Fat lads as another 2 stone was lost. Town fan Rhys Stedman and Ben Fisher gained their 5% and 10% certificates, and a big shout out to Mike Poole, who was our amazing loser for the second week running and has lost over a stone in just 3 weeks. It was great to bump into a lot of the Man v Fat lads at Coventry on Saturday. We're all looking forward to the trip to Nottingham for the 5th round. This week's results: the Red Cat Funts 12, Borussia Mönchengladbach 11,
Yes.
Wycombe Waddlers 11, Red Hot Chubby Fellas 8, Ivory Toast 11, Galatasaray 3, Hardley Athletic 2, L'Argentina 3. So well done, the Man v Fat lads. Back to Premier League action this Saturday, Chambo. Thoughts?
Yeah, just a few easy games coming up, so it should be fine. Tough game, massive game, another one. I think everyone's going to be a cup final now. So one that's a winnable game, totally, but they are very, very strong going forward. They've got incredible strength in depth now, players they've brought in, into certain Marcus Rashford that probably needs a new start. But yeah, just a game that I remember going there. I think Emma Hughes scored when we went there last time. I think we got a win, didn't we? 1-0?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so brilliant. But yeah, it's a fantastic place to go and play, and as a fan as well, I think it's a real good fixture to go and follow the team up there.
Yeah, Villa have only lost one home game this season. That was against Arsenal in the second game. So they're very strong at home, not so much away from home. But we're better away from home. So you sort of think, well, you know, something's got to give. But they are a good side, and we saw that down at Portman Road. It was some game. It was one of the best games we've seen. So hopefully it's another good game, and we come out. And it doesn't matter how you win it. Just see if you know.
I think this will be the toughest game out of the next 3. Compared to the other 2, what form they're in. These are a top team now, and they have been for the last few years, and they're chasing Champions League and
plus the fact we actually hate the buggers, but there we are.
Russ?
It's got to be tough. Ollie Watkins is in decent form, isn't he? You know, scoring and making goals, and they've got 1 or 2 other lads that are popping up there, and they look very comfortable. The other day on the TV, I was watching them play last weekend or something, and looked very, very comfortable, very composed. Looked like they could, you know, pick the game up another gear if they needed to. And again, fantastic stadium to play in. I really like it there in Villa Park. It's just going to be tough, but you know, they're 8th in the league at the moment. Then it's a bit easier after that. We go Spurs with 14th, Man United 13th, Palace 12th. So, you know,
easy.
They're all winnable on a good day, but we need to be really at it, and we need them to be off it a little bit. But, you know, like I mentioned earlier, Mark, you know, I believe one of the teams in the bottom 4 are going to go on a powerful run between now and the end of the season. And I feel it's going to be us.
Okay.
So we'll be okay.
We've done it the last 2 years. So
well, that's a nice positive way to end the show this week. Boys, thank you very much. Chambo,
pleasure.
Butch, Russ, thank you very much. Capacity Crowd, thank you very much. Thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget, if you want to be part of the Capacity Crowd, head to our website, lifesapitch.tv. Look on the top, it says Capacity Crowd, and then you can apply to be part of the crowd and come and join us 1 week. But we're done for tonight. Thanks ever so much for your company, and I'll leave you with 2 words: Blue Army!
Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army!
This has been a Life's a Pitch TV production. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens, all about hearing. Forward Floors, Ginger Pickle, Fred Olsen Logistics, The Dove, Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 16, The Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year, Cancer Support Suffolk and the Ipswich Town Community Foundation.